At the beginning of 2011, I was preparing to graduate from business school, and I was really trying to figure out what the next step should be in my career. I knew that networking would be the key to the success of my job search, but I also knew I was, and I still am, an introvert. And the prospect of meeting new people has never ever been easy for me. Still, I was determined to knock down my barriers to networking and meet the people who would help me reach my dreams and my goals. So, I decided to embark on a networking challenge, and every month I would meet with 4 people I already knew but would like to get to know even better, as well as 4 completely new people. I called it the 4x4 Networking Challenge. And at the end of 2011, I added 48 new people to my network, and I strengthened relationships with 48 friends, coworkers, and family members. Not to mention, a year of networking like crazy gave me a lot of valuable insights of what it takes to be a good networker, something I never thought I'd be able to claim. During my 4x4 Networking Challenge, I learned 4 really important things that I want to share with you today. Number 1, finding people to network with isn't that hard. During the challenge, I tried a variety of ways to connect with new people. I used Google to find professionals I thought were really interesting. I went to networking events and I met people and I asked for their business cards so I could request informational interviews always after the event. I also brainstormed all of the jobs that I would love to have at my current company, and I did informational interviews with people in those positions. I searched social media connections for people I knew virtually, but I wanted to get to know in person. And here's what I found. Every single person I emailed for an informational interview emailed me back. What's more, at the end of each meeting, I always asked the person if there was anyone else he or she could introduce me to. And most of the time, they said yes, there was, and happily made the introduction. I was amazed how my networking took off with just a simple question. From this, I quickly learned that people really do want to help you. All you have to do is ask. Number 2, planning ahead is crucial to your success. Part of the difficulty in networking is that it can get pushed off your priority list if you don't make time for it. So, at the beginning of each month, I made sure to block off days in my calendar for informational interviewing, and I tried to set up all of my meetings for the month in advance. Then, I wrote about what I was planning to do on my blog, Classy Career Girl, so my readers could help me stay accountable. I also made sure I was fully prepared before each meeting. I created a list with all of my questions for the person ahead of time. And I learned to always be ready to have a quick elevator pitch about myself, because most of my interviews were planned, but a few happened at the spur of the moment. Number 3, networking is really a waste of time if you don't take action. You can easily spend hours and hours finding and meeting new people, but if you don't stay in touch with them or don't do anything with what you learned, it's all a waste of time. So make sure to follow up with people by sending them thank you notes, both after the initial interview and later if they do something to really help you out. And also remember to keep in touch with them by email and social media. Also, keep a journal of all your notes from networking and have one place where you log who you met, what you learned, and what you need to do to follow up. This way, you'll have everything organized. You'll keep track of what you learned, and you'll be able to easily reference your contacts when you need to get in touch with them in the future. Number 4, don't forget about your friends and your family. I originally assumed that the hardest part of my networking challenge was going to be meeting people I didn't know, but I was wrong. I realized that it was even harder for me to stay in touch with friends and family, especially with those who didn't live nearby. Actively networking really reminded me to get in touch with those people too. And I particularly cherish a conversation I had with my Aunt Trudy in the beginning of my challenge because she passed away at the end of that year. Yes, networking is about meeting new people, but what's just as important is really maintaining relationships with those people that you're really close to now. So, now it's time for you to create a networking challenge of your own. You don't have to start with a 4x4 like I did, but I challenge you to do a 1x1 or a 2x2. I think you can do it.